Why spend thousands on a basic will when you can get access to legal help for around $1 a day? With Legal Shield, you can put a full estate plan in place, including a will, health directives, and powers of attorney to help protect your family and hard-earned assets. Sign up today at LegalShield.com and get 10% off our annual plans. It's finally simple and affordable. Legal Shield. Real lawyers, really affordable. Sign up at LegalShield.com. That's LegalShield.com. Legal Shield does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
I'm Dad Flaky.
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
And this is Pointless Global News. On today's show, while Trump is in Turkey, his poop gets flown back to the U.S.
Then I'll tell you why New York leads the nation in explosive diarrhea.
Next, a young black bear wanders into a barbershop in Alaska. That story later, but first, Donald Trump touched down in the Turkish capital of Ankara on Tuesday for the NATO Leaders Summit, along with around 1,400 of his minions. He's clearly planning to stir things up, like he usually does, reiterating his demand to have Greenland, saying the U.S. interim accord with Iran is over, and threatening to cut off all trade with Spain. But amongst all the political noise, a very strange tradition is rearing its head once again. Every time Trump relieves himself, his poop will reportedly not touch foreign soil. Instead, it'll be collected in his personal toilet system, also known as a diaper, watched like a hawk by his accompanying members of the Secret Service with clothespins on their noses. But what in God's name is all this about anyway? Well, bizarrely, this is a very long-established security protocol that prevents exploitation of the president's biological matter, just in case foreign intelligence wishes to wade through the day before its excreted meals, hoping to find something that they can use against the U.S. In 2006, for example, George W. Bush reportedly employed similar security measures during a visit to Vienna, with even Bush's toilet paper flown back to the U.S., the U.S. Air Base at Ramstein in Germany. And the practice apparently isn't unique to the U.S. According to French investigative journalists Regis Gente and Mikhail Rubin, Russian President Putin's team collects his poop in special bags, and they pack it all up in a suitcase and fly it back to Russia. And he probably got the idea after Stalin reportedly tested the poop of Chinese chairman at the time, Mao Zedong, to try to glean intelligence about his health. Not only is Trump reportedly bringing a toilet system to Ankara, but his presidential limousine is even making the trip across the Atlantic Ocean. The U.S. political delegation will be the biggest of the whole summit, staying in hotels right next to the U.S. Embassy. Trump's hotel will be fully absorbed by his people. No other guests will be allowed to stay there while they do.
That is not a job I would want to have.
Yeah, hopefully they pay them very well. I think they do.
Reminds me of an old joke where they were asking the little guy who was picking up poop in the circus, "Why are you so happy? You're picking up poop from elephants." He said, "Hey, I'm in show business." So,
and in show business, that might not be necessarily the worst job going. So
this is true. New York might be a concrete jungle where dreams are made, but the actual Empire State of Mind is something along the lines of, "I've got to get to the bathroom quick." That's because New York State is number one once again, but this time for number two. It's the top state of 17 affected by an outbreak of cyclosporiasis, a parasite that causes explosive diarrhea. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention looked at U.S. citizens who became sick between May 1st and June 16th and came up with a comprehensive list of people feeling down in the dumps because they have to take frequent dumps. Cyclosporiasis is a foodborne illness, usually occurring after consuming fresh produce that's been contaminated with the Cyclospora cayenesis parasite, which is as good a reason as any to deep fry any American food before consuming, especially around the 4th of July. The CDC has previously traced infections to cilantro, basil, raspberries, snow peas, Mexican lettuce, and bagged salads, none of which are apple pie, hot dogs, or ice cream. Between 31 and 80 New Yorkers have been contaminated, with Illinois and Texas coming in second and third. Interestingly enough, Pennsylvania is on the list with between 1 and 10 cases. And while we're not saying that one of those cases was at the Noah Kahan concert of Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, there is a more than zero chance it was. That's because one concert goer at his Great Divide show there decided they would prefer to stay in their seats and take care of business rather than to walk to a bathroom. This was pretty gross and likely avoidable, and it was enough for the singer-songwriter to urge his fans to poop responsibly. Now, if we're being honest, we looked at footage of the incident in the name of journalism, and it looks perhaps less explosive than a cyclist psoriasis situation. Then again, maybe it's always runny in Philadelphia, so I can't be completely ruled out. Other states where the outbreak has been reported are Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Massachusetts, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Thankfully, there have been 0 fatalities from this current outbreak, but probably plenty of weird looks at clinching runs to bathrooms. Of the 145 diagnosed, 20 hospitalizations have taken place, which is both not a lot and too many at the same time. The CDC reports that the number is likely higher, as many probably don't seek medical care. Since I pooped a bunch probably isn't something they'll want to tell their primary care physician. It's no fun to have some of these diseases, and you probably should make sure that if you are becoming dehydrated, or if it's younger people, kids, or the elderly, that they do seek some medical care and treatment.
And this is kind of a bummer for me because, I love cilantro in my tacos.
I know.
So I'm going to have to avoid tacos, I guess. I just can't imagine a taco without cilantro.
You just can't have it with cilantro. And we're growing our own basil, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, well, I guess you have to avoid what you need to stay healthy.
That's right.
Anyway, finally, we have this story about a black bear, a young one at that, who was caught on video entering the shopping mall at the Elmendorf-Richardson military base in Anchorage, Alaska, back on Sunday morning. According to a base spokesperson, a young black bear entered the Exchange shopping mall at around 9 a.m. The bear was caught on video going into the commissary where it helped itself to a peach and then left some scat in the hallway before finally leaving the building. Corey Godbout, who works at the barbershop on the base in the same building, he said that he was waiting for his first customer on Sunday morning when a bear walked through the automatic doors. And my coworker, who is cutting hair in front of me, she yells, "Bear!" And I looked up from my phone, and there was the bear walking into the barbershop right in front of me, Godbout recalled, and we all ran into the break room and shut the door behind us. Godbout said that they waited a few minutes before emerging, and he followed the bear with his cell phone into the commissary where it took place, and it took a piece of fruit then and ate it. He went on to say a couple of people were going big to try to scare him out of the grocery store. And then he came back around to the barbershop again, but by that time, we were able to run back into the shop and lock the door. Then we were watching him from the window, and then that's when he decided to, take a dump in the hallway. So apparently, bears don't always shit in the woods.
Why were all 3 of the stories about pooping today, Tad?
This is
Why?
I should have announced at the beginning. This is the special turd edition.
Yes, you should have warned people of that.
And that's a wrap for this Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tad Flakey.
I'm Lilibet Flakey.
Stay pointless, my friend.
The grill is shot. The chairs are held together by optimism. And what happened to the rug? Sounds like your outdoor setup is not ready for patio season. Fix it all with Wayfair. Shop Wayfair for grills, rugs, furniture, and more. With 20 million 5-star reviews, room of choice delivery, and expert setup on qualifying orders, it's never been easier to do more for less. Get 10% off your first eligible purchase. Hurry to wayfair.com or download the app now.
Wayfair, every style, every home.